Oh, the sun is going to be directly above the sky. Hey girl, hey, it's girl Cita. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, hey girl, hey, hi. So, I was gonna say what we got up for today. It's not even what we got up for today. It's a hot day already. It's warm in the house. I'm about to set up the air so that way it can start cooling this. Like, it's warm in here, but it's cool in the front of the house. Like, my bedroom is hot back there. So, it's supposed to be 90 today. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, 90. So, we're going to hook the air up, let that start doing its thing, and then at some point, I'm going to go outside and pull the boys pull up. So, then that way, once they get up and about and they feel like it, the pool will be set and ready for them to get in. So much junk around here. It is so annoying. It's toys everywhere, school workbooks. And it's such a tight space. Where's the thing? Here. Sit on one side. Sit on both sides. All right. Can I? Oh my God. It's not plugged in. Of course, it's not plugged in. Gotta go in the trash. So we're downstairs. I wonder, can you? I'm about to lean right back in this chair. We're downstairs currently because, girl, that whole ordeal was a workout, and not in a sense because I need to work out, which I do need to work out, but I'm saying work out in a sense it made me hot. It's 84 degrees according to the thermostat upstairs. I got up this morning, it was at 83. That's what it was last night before we went to bed. If it wasn't 82, it was 83. And 83 is usually what it is by the time we go to bed. So, I'm going to sit down here and chill out for a little bit. I should probably get my stuff because I've yet to journal and plan for the day. But, because it's a cooler spot, I should probably get all that, come downstairs before I head outside. Because it's almost noon now, if it's not noon. I'm hungry. I don't feel like cooking. It's hot in the house. I had to bring the fan from upstairs that I had in the kitchen window downstairs so that way I can have the air going. So all the windows has been closed in the house except for the boys' bedrooms. And I didn't go upstairs to check in their playroom. But yeah. Oh my God. So yesterday, I might have to sit outside and talk about this part, but I might be mad if I sit outside and talk about it because I'm going to be sweating, girl. But I was recording yesterday with the intentions on doing a full vlog. That didn't even happen. It was a busy day. But, like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it because it was a lot going on, which kind of made it busy. But then once Like, we were able to sit and kind of like just chill. I got lost in the moment. Like, so I didn't even pick the camera back up, and I should have, because we didn't talk about nothing really. We just vibed. Like, we did talk, but what we talked about, I don't even know. But it was nice. The kids got in the pool. They enjoyed it. We had went and got food. We went and got hot and ready's, and they ate. And then not only did they eat, once they was done, they went and got back in the pool. And at that point, it was 9 p.m. They outside, but the light was still out, so it threw me. So I was just like, whatever, I don't even mind. So like, like I said, I'm about to do, once it cools down. I mean, once I cool down, then I'll go and do the next thing, which is the task of being outside and getting everything outside together and prepped for them. But yeah, once they get up, then I can close the windows in their bedroom. But yeah, it was super hot in the back of the house, in my room specifically. But I only had one window cracked. But yeah, I'm tired before we even got started. It's the heat, and then plus, like I said, I need to eat. I want a cup of tea, but if I do a cup of tea, I'm gonna have to come and sit down here unless I do an ice cup, and I don't want an ice cup. Usually my first cup I like hot. Anything else after that, that's on me. But I can make some, I think I might go start getting them ready now. But, because the boys will probably like that too. So maybe I'll make a big batch, or bigger batch. I'll show you when I get back upstairs what I'm talking about. But yeah, now I'm looking forward to it. I got some, they're like, I don't want to say cold brew, but it's like cold water tea. Like, you just pop the bag in there and it starts steeping. I got it from Myers, and it's a cherry something or another that's upstairs that's calling my name, calling me, calling me, calling me, calling me, say my name. So yeah, but I do need to edit a video for today. I put up one last night. It was the one I put up last night was my adventure at the park. Another one of those, it was a busy day and I got caught in a moment, but like what I was able to capture in that moment, like it would have been a full vlog had I realized I didn't have any. I had left these at home, so I had to go to I said 5 and Below got some, I know. So this flip flops, you'll see them on the channel, because I don't think I showed them in the actual video. But they got the celestial stuff on there, so it's got the moon, half moon, and it was really cute, and those was $2. So if I had really was thinking, I was so focused on I have to find these so I could keep it moving, that I didn't even think twice to pull the camera out. So for me, I know that's a mindset thing. Like, when I get focused on a task, let me finish this task and then we can talk about it later. So I'm gonna have to try to be more mindful when I'm out. But yeah, so did that, got some food. So kind of like we ended up getting Five Guys, and then I sat out there and ate. It was a picnic. It was so nice. The water was beautiful. So like I said, if I just added that few little snips to the beginning, if I remembered to record, then it would have been like a full vlog, I guess, because, and the only reason why it wouldn't have been as long. It still wouldn't have been actually a full vlog. Let me be clear. Let me take that back. But because just those little snippets, it still would have been less than a 3-minute video, probably. It might have been 3, if that much. But it was so nice. So, like, it was so serene. The wind blowing, the birds chirping, hearing the rustling of the water. So I was like, I'm going to make sure I post that. Like, I'm not going to post it, because it needs to be posted, for one, because it was such a beautiful moment. So I'm like, hey, and I don't know where that park's at. Y'all might be seeing me out there more often. I don't know. Yeah, so I posted that. And like, I was a little on the fence, like, do I post it? Because it's not a real full vlog. But what I had, I think that was nice, and it could suffice. It sufficed, to put it up. But yeah, and that's how I kind of felt about yesterday, because yesterday I was supposed to get on here before we got busy with our day and tell you and talk to you about Friday, because Friday was, it was a moment. It was a full circle process. Like we had, it's one of those when they say it was a knowing and you have to trust the process, baby. So I'll talk to you about that probably later, because I'm pretty sure I didn't talk your ear off long enough. I feel like I need to go make this tea right now. And then maybe we'll come back downstairs and then we can talk about it. Because I kind of want to talk to you like when it's pretty out in the sun. Oh, that sounds so good. I wonder if it's real windy out. Because if it's, I'm going to take out. You know what? Let me figure this out. Because if it's not real windy out, maybe I'll take the umbrella out with the base. Like the base, I got a base from Aldi's for the umbrella, where I got the umbrella from like QVC or HSN, one of those, a few years back. And it was during COVID, during COVID, in like the thick of the pandemic. So it was hard to get things, and the base for the umbrella was one of those things. So when I got it, it was delivered broken. And when I contacted the company, they didn't even have any replace. It was broken in pieces because it was made out of concrete. It was broken in pieces, certain pieces. And then the piece that I needed to connect it so it would stay secure in the base, it wasn't even provided. It wasn't even in the box. So I reached out to the company. They didn't have any replacements, and they didn't have any more stands. So they couldn't give me anything. The only thing they could do, all I could do was send it back and just get a refund. So I ended up finding that base so I couldn't use it, which was fine, because I turned around not too long after that. I ended up finding a gazebo, a really, really nice gazebo from Aldi's. Put that up, and it lasted a couple of summers. It was just one of those. I needed help taking it down, and so my uncle would help come over at the beginning of the, like in May when the weather broke. He would come over, if not June, help me put it back up. And then when it got, cold in the season, and then we take it down. And then I'm the type, like, unless the warm weather, yes, the better, But at the end of the summer, I just love, like, the Indian summers, the dog day summers, where it's the heat. And then I be holding on to them. I be like, no, because when it get cold here, it get cold. I don't like being cold. So I'll always leave it up longer than what I should have. And then that year with that gazebo was no exception. Like, the weekends was booked. My uncle was working weekends at the time, so, and that would have been the perfect time to pull it down. During the week, it was hectic. So it turned out it didn't get down. It still had the awning and all the other stuff on top of it. And we got hit with snow, baby. And so I was like, okay, the first snow, I was like, we're fine. But we really need to get this down, because I think at this point, the latest we usually take it down is October. This year, that particular year, it was November, baby. And so, he was like, I'll come over the following weekend to do it. I said, okay. And we got snow before he can come over to help me. And the snow came, it was heavy, so it pulled in the center. So it pulled it down in the center, and it twisted. So all the slow down, girl. It was metal, so it twisted everything. I couldn't salvage it. I couldn't put it back. There was nothing to fix. So, yeah, I ended up last year as a replacement. I got this pop-up gazebo off Temu. I gotta sneeze. So maybe I'll put that up as a big coverage, because it'll cover the whole little back, quote unquote, like patio part. So maybe I'll do that. I think that's what I'll do. So I guess I better get the move on then, huh? Oh, the sun is going to be directly above the sky. Like, what is that? What is that? It's officially time to get rid of that thing because I got the animals is using it as their table. Girl, I'm gonna have to get in touch with the lady because somebody wants to actually wants that, and her grandson could use it. So I'm gonna have to reach out to her and see about that. See when I could drop it off because now I got something else up I gotta clean. Girl, I was talking to you. It wasn't even recording. I said I said the animals is using it as their table now, so I gotta make sure that's gotta go somewhere. I got a lady that's interested in wanting it, so I'm gonna have to just reach out because I do have a bunch of other stuff in that garage that I'd have to clean out to take over there to her too. So something else I gotta get together. So the pool has a hole right there, and there, and right there. And then another hole right there. patch isn't big enough. There's the other hole there. It was 2 here. I see 2 little, 3 little. So I need more patches. So I want to take a brief intermission from today's vlog to add on for yesterday's vlog, so that way I can finish it out. Because yes, Bash. Yes, Bash. It's a hot day. Today is hot. Yesterday was hot. Tomorrow gonna be hot too. But anywho, that's not beside the point. So I wanted to talk about Friday and what I got from that. Like, so I haven't announced it on my channel yet, but like, here's the soft launch. The divorce is final. I haven't said it yet, only because there's still some things that's ongoing that needs to be completed. So then that way I can say yay, and then we can party. Okay. So part of it is I needed my paperwork, and I'm sure I did say that in the vlog. I'm not quite sure if I did or if I didn't. Please hold. I am back. There was a worm just worming over there. I'm like, by the time he make it anywhere, he'll be dead because of the heat. So I did him a favor. I picked him up and put him in the dirt. Anywho, so I had to go get my divorce paperwork on Friday, which I can say, like, what led me, everything was guided on Friday. Everything was guided, and I'll say it that much. Girl, I'm just fucking rambling. This is annoying. It's too hot. Too hot. And I gotta clean whatever the heck that is up. Alright. So I had to get paperwork for the divorce on Friday, which had me downtown. And when I think about it, everything was guided because I was trying to find surface parking, like a meter parking, and there was absolutely none. There was construction everywhere. I want to shut down my mic. It's a breeze that I don't feel, but the wind is blowing. And I didn't want to pull into the parking structure to park. So what I ended up doing was I just found a parking lot and ended up going in. When I came out to start, the truck wouldn't start. But let me backtrack, because this whole entire process, like I said, it has to be a video, story time, all that other jazz. It has been a process, and like, I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. I swear to God, maybe I would, because I don't. Anywho, I will say this though. So I remember in the office telling the lady, the clerk that works there, I said, this is the type of help that I get when I ask for help. And she really thought she helped me. And so I told her, I said, all I wanted to do was get out of an abusive relationship. And then when people think they help, it didn't really help. Like, half-ass of the help, like, all help ain't good help, okay? But anywho, like I said, story time for another day. And I remember saying that to that woman in there. Like, that's the help I get when I ask for help. Because I don't ask for help usually. I don't. Reasons for another day. So I get out to the car, and for the truck not to start, I was like, this right here is just crazy. So like I said, this Friday was a whole full circle process, a full circle moment, a full trusted process, because my thing was, At the end of the day, I know everything's going to be all right, but the challenge was we were coming up on crunch time to get the boys. I had to pick the boys up at 3:30. It's this point is 12. I called AAA. AAA, no, I called, who I called first? Oh, yeah, I called AAA first. And come to find out the way AAA is doing it, like when I used to have to get a tow, it was either like they can give you a boost or they can give you a tow, but the tow truck came with that thing and with the capabilities of doing so. And so the way the lady explained, because I was like, I don't know if I don't understand, I don't know why it's not starting. I use my boat and everything, and so I'm like, well, can they just? I said, can you send a tow truck and can they just jump it from there? She said no. She's like, they don't do that. They don't have the capacity to do that. It's either I have someone come out to give me a boost or I do a tow. They don't, it's two totally different services. So if I had them come out to do the boost and it's not that, then I got to call AAA back so that way they can come out and do a jump, do a tow. So that's two separate calls. That's waiting and all that other stuff. I said, you know what, just go ahead, because I was really hoping it was just the battery. It wasn't the battery. So I said, go ahead and have them come out to do the jump. And in the meantime, in between time, I had called, like my dad, one of my friends, just like, hey, this is what's going on, you know, type thing. And it was funny because I said, I'm going to need someone to help me get the kids. Next thing you know, my phone rings. It's one of my friends I ain't talked to since last month. Pop called me out the blue. And I said, you know, hello? I said, what are you doing? Goes off on this complete tangent of what's going on, everything else like that. And then turned around, was like, realized he was talking the entire time. He goes, what's going on with you? I said, my truck won't start. He goes, huh? Your truck won't start? And I laughed about that too, because everybody that knows me knows I take care of my vehicle. I don't play about like the tires, oil change, anything it needs, I get it done. They know I do not play about that because it's just me and them boys. I ain't got nobody else to lean on or depend on at this point in time. You know, when it comes to certain things like that. So the vehicle, I make sure I take care of that boy. She A1. So, and I'm like, I said, I'm waiting on AAA now. I said, but, you know, I got to get it to the shop to see what's wrong with it. And so I was like, but I will probably need some help getting the boys. It was like, okay, well, let me know, because if so, then I will make sure I'll help you do that. So I ended up calling and I tell him, I said, I got to call AAA back because at this point I need to call to cancel the boost so I can have the tow. Call him back. Have him cancel that. We get the tow. We get situated. Call my dad back. Now we're talking. Just give him an update. Everything else is going on, so he knows everything is cool. Guy with the tow truck gets there. Mind you, this dude, he had Glorilla playing in the cabin, okay, in the truck. And so I get it in there, and he made sure I got in there first. And once I was situated, closed the door, and then he turned around. He wouldn't put my truck on the tow. So once that was done and situated, and I was telling him, you know, we got to talk and come to find out where he grew up. That's where my dad stays, and now his parents have moved out the area, and his parents stay where my dad used to stay. And so, and then he's staying out at an area I used to frequent. I thought I heard a noise. So I laughed. So anytime he mentioned the street, I knew what he was talking about because I had been over there at some point in my life. So I knew exactly what he was talking about. So it was funny because we're talking and all of a sudden, okay, there's the breeze. We were talking and I was like, oh, I haven't eaten anything yet. And he was like, well, I got an apple. What I have? I was like, no, thank you. But then he turns around, he's like, okay, well, I got, we get to talking, change the subject, keep talking. He goes back, he goes, you want me to stop at the store? You know, that way you can get, you know, just a snack or something? And I was like, no, I'm fine. Because at this point, it's getting closer to 1, and I just want to get there so that way they could check out check out what's wrong with it and let me know, because now we're getting, it's Friday afternoon. They're not open on the weekends. So now it's like, it runs the possibility that the truck could be there all weekend if we don't get it there at enough time. So he gets us there, he made sure, and it was funny because I told him, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to walk home because of the time or whatever. And so he goes, well, since you're going to where you're taking the truck, they could probably take you home. I said, yeah, as long as they got enough employees, they can take me home. If they don't, then I have to walk home. And it's a 30-minute walk. So as soon as we get in, I'm talking with the owner after he told him he had a vehicle to drop off. And he walks out and he tells one of the guys, he said, can you make sure she gets home okay? So I laughed because in that moment, like, there were several moments where the tow truck driver was looking out for me, was taking care of me. And then once we got situated, the owner told the guy, he said, make sure she get home. Because I've been up there enough. It's so funny because the owner said something to me and I said, now you know I'm an honorary team member, and he bust out laughing. He was like, that's the truth. So he made sure I got home okay. So I got home, and then he was like, I'm gonna call you. If I don't call you today, you know it'll be Monday, which I knew because at this point, like I said, it's 1 o'clock on a Friday. We don't know what's wrong with it, and whatever it is can be done. And so I was telling the guy that was dropping me off, I told him, I was like, man, I said, because I gotta get the kids now. I gotta figure out who's gonna help me get the kids. Once, you know, and he was like, well, it could be done today. He was like, but by 3 p.m., because I'm like, I got to pick them up at 3:30, like, and it's 1. Anywho, so he was like, I don't think that's possible, but okay. Drops me off. Call my dad back, just let him know. I'll call my friend back to let him know I am going to need you to help me come get these boys. And I was like, can you just be here by 3? We get off the phone, and it was so funny because when we get off the phone, I said, I forgot to tell him don't be late, because every once in a while, time is not his friend. It's not his strong suit. So now I'm nervous because I'm like, I gotta get the boys. I don't know what today might bring for him. Is he gonna be on time? I said, because I can't be late. I gotta get these boys. Do you know, like, I told him to be at the house at 3. He showed up at 2:45. And then, so we left the house at 3. And then we had more than 15 minutes to stay away for the boys. They did drop the boys off late. But I say all that to say it was that we get them. Now we're good to go. We're leaving. And I think I showed it. We stopped at Dutch Girl Donuts. And so it was funny because we're going to do, the boy's going to get a donut. I'm going to get a donut. And, you know, that's $3. That's $6 a piece, like $2. And my friend was like, at this point, it's cheaper just to do a dozen. He was like, I'm going to eat more than just 2 or 3. So he was like, I'll just do it. So we got treated to donuts. And while we were waiting for the kids to get dropped off, the guy from the shop called me. He was like, do you need a ride? And I was like, well, no, not yet. I'm picking the kids up. He lets me know my vehicle's ready. Pickup is 3:30. He called me at 3:30 because I was still waiting. He hadn't shown up yet to let me know that my vehicle was ready. And so I said, okay, well, he said if you still need a ride, once you get them, give me a call back. I'll come and get you. I was like, okay, cool, thank you. And so I told my friend, I'm like, hey, the truck is ready. He's like, okay, so what do we do? I said, we get the kids. What you mean? We're not gonna leave. We get the kids, then we go get it because they close at 5. So on our adventure on the way back, come to find that out, you know, that's how we stopped there. And then we went straight there, got the vehicle. I pull out the lot, which was and smoke started coming out the tailpipe. So I called him back and I was like, hey, I got smoke coming out the pipe, this, that, the other, He was like, well, why don't you go ahead and bring it back? So we go ahead and we bring it back. He checks it because he was like, maybe a connection, like one of the cords wasn't connected. So he was like, just bring it back and we just check to make sure everything's connected. So when he did do the check, that was it. It was fine. And so we went back to our house and we ate our donuts and we chilled. I told the boys after the day that I had on Friday, I was like, I'm not cooking. I was like, you guys want McDonald's? Because the plan was, I figured if the truck wasn't going to be ready, I was just going to have my friend just take us up to McDonald's and then then we just take us home. So since I just ended up getting the truck, I ended up coming home. I DoorDashed it. But it was just the fact that I was just like, I needed a whew after that was all said and done. And I was like, cooking is not on the menu for today. So I was journaling about it in the morning, and it dawned on me. Remember I told you, I said, this is the help I get when I ask for help. No, universe showed me the type of help I get when I ask for help. I had been supported and loved the entire way. People were looking out for me left and right on Friday. It didn't matter what it was. When it was an obstacle, someone cleared it for me. I was being shown how much I am truly loved by the universe. So my thing was that made me realize was that was a message within itself. And then the other message is that sometimes we just got to get out our own way and let universe do what universe does, because we just got to let things work out. And I thought that was the most beautiful message. Like, when I realized all those things, like, we just got to let it all work out, because it's going to work out. It's going to work out for us and in the most perfect timing for us. So that was what I was going to leave you with on that note, because I thought that was very, very beautiful, that I was shown exactly what type of help I get when I do ask. So like I said, we just got to let it all work out. And at this point, I feel like it's a cute little Wayne moment.
Now I'm out this bitch.
I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
And it all worked out.